Between October 2024 and January 2025, more than 265 lives have been lost to fuel tanker explosions in Nigeria. Guess what? Twice of that number have perished in the last 2 years. In more than half a decade, tragedy at Fᴜstel, is it worth the risk? The answer is a resounding no. Scooping fuel from an overturned petrol tanker is not just risky, it is downright cheap, cannot justify putting your own life on the line to stay alive. Whenever you see an overturned tanker of people attempting to scoop fuel, flee immediately on you than any way being otherwise. Remember,
them the sound of Lagos.
It's the 14th day of the month of August, and it's not been here for about the National Party is managing the weight of expected ambition ahead of the 2020 deputy governor election. But he joins us on the show today from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Because we have to do big of extraordinary show today. I mean, it's been in Tᴜɪᴜnᴜ of the Minister of Aviation dropped, and everybody 6 months initially has been reduced to once an ambassador of safety airport and all of that. But more importantly, so the issue of the Ahmed Tinubu ordered the withdrawal of all of the Nigerian ambassadors, all those political, those significant politics is heating up every single day. How they're putting now economically, as we we're moving towards it's being challenged, and people would ask questions. Oh, are you for the break? It's for everybody and it's for no ambassadors. It's a cost, some of these things, but there's a prestige that comes. You are received by that country and you have access to information of your country in that place. And even more than bilateral issue, US has a primary responsibility of protecting Nigerians living in the US. Whether you're in the United Arab Emirates, you're in Saudi Arabia, you are in Togo, whatever it is. But we don't have easy it is for us to, assign King Wasiu and Marshal. But of course, they said his own ambassadorial role is domesticated. So it doesn't have a couple of weeks that we have to, put on one side for you to rest. But now it's full throttle. You're welcome. I let me disappoint you today. Let me not say a reflection of the country. All of the time in the world to do same. From now till 5:30, I will run this conversation from now to 5:10. I would open the phone lines for you to join the conversation. On the show today, we're going to be allegations. Remember, the former Sokoto State Governor was picked up on Tuesday, on Monday rather, and he was detained in the EFCC custody on allegations of unlawful withdrawal. He's going to pay, I don't know, maybe a solidarity visit or welcome back visit for spending a night or so at the EFCC custody. That is using the instrument of the EFCC to witch hunt the people allegedly are supposed to be the enemies or members of the coalition. We'll talk about that issue. Even the former vice president and the PDP presidential the former Sokoto State Governor by the EFCC, although he's been released, but I will break in and talk about that. We'll also look at the former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi, for the by-election in Anambra State. I saw and she's a member of the ADC, in fact, with the ADC candidate for the party. We'll talk about all of that on the show today. There's also this week to visit the president, and guess what? He was wearing the cap that has the emblem of the, and Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo had come out to say that he owes nobody any explanation on his visit to the president and is aligning with the president on behalf of ABGA, his party, the second term ambition of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So there's a lot more conversation for us. So we're going to be looking at the Anambra State election. Two-term governor of the state. What is it of the coalition, Mr. Miwadiemi? I brought all of the issues we are going to be discussing on the show today to the table. Maybe we should start from Anambra State. It looks like, let's just pick it from, it's a massive war of not exactly ideology, but political interest. What are we expecting from that? No, you are touching by me. Let me claim it.
The major one we are looking to, I think, in November this year. And, it's a couple of months and it's crucial when we are talking of this country, simply because of what the state represents to the country and to that part of Nigeria. So when it comes to commerce after Lagos State, I think Anambra is in the country. So everybody is interested in what is happening in Anambra. And Anambra, I think you can see that those who are playing the kind of politics, they cannot need to play in the olden days. In the olden days, you don't see Kano, I think, moving where with their Talakawa, I think, system of politics they essentially believe. So what I'm saying that in about lessons and to give election that will not be, they will not contest every step, every move. After they very well in presenting or in nominating their candidates to avoid litigation. So we want to see results that everybody will accept, whether you are no reason why a loser would not admit that I think it didn't do well, or people will that even the annex is perhaps not, I think, clean enough in his dealings for the election. So we need to see the best. But when I'm talking about politicking, there's a serious politics going on here now. The ABGA is in control, and Dr. Soludo has the credibility, he has the credentials as the economic giant we have in this country. I think as a professor in that area, and I've held many positions at local, international, and regional level in Nobel. As he's looking to those credentials and credibility, and he's to right how use his economic sense, economic theories to transform the economy of that
Anambra State.
Yes. Anybody in this world will tell you, will agree that Anambra has every potential to develop, to give with the best environment in the world. Certainly, Anambra can. So, what I'm saying that how much of it have we seen? I think I would not want to judge any governor in on the area of bricks and mortar. All the contracts. As I used to tell people, Mr. Ope, you are from Ondo State. Do you understand? From the land bridge or from let's say from Lekki down to your town. You don't need to be the best. So I want to reconstruct all the understand. Do you understand what I'm saying? So at least to implement it. So I don't see not constructed. But what kind of economic reforms? Great tomorrow, today, and greater tomorrow. In the last 4 years, I mean, I think any or something. Southwest is being when it comes to women development. We introduce free education that makes them to be simply because he asked of I was never popular because of it. Even some told them that and they're giving back the children for me that go and see my storage. I have enough food. Do you understand? And that was not to see beyond what the immediate people are saying. So the point means that how much of those that so entrenched in development that has governed the state in the 4 years? Well, opinions are divided. Has not done this and has not done that. Yes, it's expected. But for us, what are these things we have to look now? From opposition, right? It was good to have a strong opposition. I think Nicholas Ukachukwu, the greatest candidate of so, but with his achievements in what I mentioned, you can see Soludo now, and as well, Rob is back in the November election, right? Let the federal officers look at the other side. Everything's here. I think when it comes to war, even like Tinubu, when Tinubu was the only Tinubu Lagos State of SPM did not end 41 days tomorrow. This party won election. So where is his mind now? The normal almighty formula we think the professors have to make ABGA a national party, but now sure there's achievement we will get in that election or marriage of confidence. They in APC in the states. So Tinubu has sacrificed his own candidates I think they sacrificed it for their own ambitions.
Now,
Again, but can we now say this is the ADC issue coming up? Okay, still in November, maybe we'll get a clearer picture. But Soludo is afraid. That's what I can say now.
Okay, Mr. Adeyemi, you've done endorsements, and don't also forget that Peter Obi was the governor of the state on the platform of ABGA. I mean, a party we also, in a way, he still has his imprint on ABGA. So, where do you think the battle of loyalty will swing to? You should have impact in your state. Your party should have. One would expect that your party, the Labour Party, should have impact in your state. I mean, let's take it back to 2023 election. The Labour Party did not exactly have a showing as so. It was a by-election we covered. The Labour Party did not exactly put up some, good numbers. The Labour Party did not exactly give some big showings. So what are we expecting in 2025? Where do you think is going to tilt his loyalty?
Please clear something. Is that or win election in states or does not win is the political history of Nigeria may not determine that one. So and whether you win in your state may not. Well, it's not just a state. You not vote or not to just. And the person in the Korokoro idea. Other states. Because the charity begins at to say there's no doubt about that. I would say Obi has left ABGA and he has no control whatsoever about that. You have against Obi that all what he was claiming to have done, the documents that they get, don't understand. Even that the portion of government house were traced to Soludo's aides. When Soludo and the people who have been doing a lot of things, saying that he's supporting APC governor. Oh, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. We can say that now. Two camp, they are not. Obi influence of Peter Obi rub off on where.
Okay, let's keep our fingers crossed. Election in Anambra State. And just like Mr. Adeyemi said, it's not a case of what I would do. It's going, especially on the issues of security or insecurity around that axis. There's still. I remember I asked Honorable George Ashiru, the Lagos State chapter chairman of the ADC, and he said, hey, you know what? Before the coalition adopted the ADC, the primaries of and Oshun in 2026. So we'll also keep our fingers crossed. Thank you, of the opposition and the politicians by anti-corruption at the EFCC custody earlier this week. The PDP presidential candidate in 2023, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, there's been a lot of positions. People have said, the ruling APC is victimizing the opposition. They are doing this, they are doing that. Should corruption be laced with politics?
What is I think let's look at this issue from two perspectives. The anti-corruption war and political sentiments are never. All citizens of that country will join hands, officer. As short the money meant somebody diverted it. And being touted as one of the most comfortable billionaires, suffering and dying of diseases that also to kill people again. And is an enemy of the state, an enemy of the people. And that's why in countries who you are, once you are indicted of corruption, you know the implication. But in Nigeria, sentiment is here and there. And it's quite unfortunate. For allegedly stolen public funds. So my what happened to that? So in logic, my microphone, you stole my microphone. So of you defending yourself, will say, are you too? Okay, the other time, I thought if we did not come together as force people agencies to fight corruption, then we shall be politically. And I want people, when they are calling to do their research and tell us one politician that is a state in this country. As you and I and my brother, my in-law, more than $1 billion to win maybe out of a system we run in Nigeria that you are taking 100 million from to contest for a, without talking of money to spend on election. And you expect that system to produce a thing. So what I'm saying is that there is nobody there that they think like that. If APC is there today and they are probing member of a PDP ADC, good, let them probe them now. It's good. It's good. So that's why all of us Nigerians, let's not join us together. Let's also come and probe those ones here now. Is that also? Continue to lament this country and with them reality to ourselves. Whether some people will like what I'm saying or they will not like what I'm saying. This Lagos State, since 1999, a political or everything is not being done for the family at here. We were in this state. Somebody, they came and they wanted to probe somebody fast. And they listed about 32 receipts that not documents in the Lagos State expenditure to buy in the government, state government, whether there are typo errors. And in government, the more you look,
the less you understand.
So, what I'm saying is that you know that you are spending it, there will be proper accountability, and the citizens will continue to be shortchanged. You will see a party governing for more than 12 years back to back. But where you're running a system that you're not checking the books, they are looking at the books of Tambua on prove his innocence that did not steal. Don't tell me because that's number one. I've said it here in Nigeria since 1999. I'm not talking of First and Second Republic where you have better position. Obasanjo was not a politician. Was not. He won't pass it. Talking of now, talking of politics. He was never a politician. His wife knew better than him. Jonathan did not pay the normal politics of Nigeria. They pay Nigeria. You allow Masari or whatever also as a speaker of whatever get to go to gang up those that will get oil and those that listen, because none of them with the way they have got contracts and what I'm saying is if Jonathan allows such to happen. And the truth is that as far as they are concerned, APC has gone to the opposition with ADC. Is that not shameful? For a party that once had in the national with a party that yet to have an office, yet to have constitution. So, one way or the other, PDP has become what is better good to use past tense to describe PDP now. And for the AGC, like from the AGC, you see that they are initiator of the party are already telling you I never did that. You understand? So you now see, if you understand my language, I will say more than that. So they are not called them on their normal line, right? It's called AGC. Do you understand what I'm saying? Explanation, that we know where some other things that you have done. So, but you know that by not explaining those things in public, you know what you have to do. Those that are it's true. It's true that will stand this offensive that have been launched. They want to stand. So, go and check my books. nothing amiss. We want to see them. But the earlier we see many of them standing up. So, and if they threat, then those people working on the school side in 2020.
Just joining us, the newspaper so looked at the alleged victims, and that is coming on the back of the former governor, Mr. Adeyemi. Now, let's focus different times. On Tuesday, it was Honorable George Ashiru, the Lagos State Chairman, the former Minister of Sports in Nigeria, and both of them talked about the fact that they are not interested in the president. And I found out that the ADC has been existing for about 19 years. It had never been deregistered relevance when it comes to winning political offices. So it's almost like some politician and also been at the table. But let's look at the focus. Even some of the members are still neither here or there. And where do you think they should be in the next?
You know, the AD can never be not, and up to now still cannot. Yes, they have the constitution mechanism to review the constitution. I said it severally that to contest, Peter Obi to contest, ABC, everybody would have loved them to do, especially for the next 6 months, is to sell the ideology of the party
To the people.
and to the people. And what are the ideologies of the party now? Do you know one? And what makes it different from APC and the PDP and Labour Party? If you know. People any serious party in this country. Demography and all other issues. Now in Nigeria for election. I'm looking at 3, we had less than 30 million. I'm not talking of new ones that are just doing this. So if at 100 million, we are talking of less than 30 million. Now to romance and track, whether about the people, stay with them. People that voted for our Labour Party, I have 70 million people that have not participated in the process. Research on the alternative to what's already on ground that will stimulate and ginger their social. Are we really conducting research? Political science will tell the corporate political science, the master science, because this day, one-on-one, is a known principle. Is that also
true?
They will not be angry. And they will not, instead of being violent. So, you don't miss in the political system as a person. But, talking of immigrants, so, the rights of these immigrants that have to apply for American visa now, go to some states like Arizona and co. Joy, I think that state or their country is able as a parasite. The fresh air you breathe in their state. Who is doing that research as a person? I wanted it to achieve, to perform. A lot. So, but the step their Labour Party, if they are good for Nigerians, will not have to say with 70 million that never budget. That let it start. And then I see more Nigerians not go and register and get their PDCs. If they are happy not resolved. As we are talking to you, Labour Party and another area in ADC, is that how that party we are together? So meaning that if we know that so meaning that ADC will not fit the candidate in Kogi
State.
If we know that in Anambra, our party in Anambra is Abga, so nobody will contest with even ADC will not have any candidate at governorship and so on. Our brother, footballer registered one party, whatever. So if you know that footballers party in Rivers State, they adopt that party as our party here. So they not, so So ADC will not register
any candidates on that party in the state.
And the OB is endorsing LP candidates in Anambra. He is not recognizing their own candidates in that state. He's not speaking to the realities of the changes. I think it's like just, let's say, another paper. Let's say when we are doing all this, we are doing formation on the paper work and structure, but with that, what we are hearing from Peter Obi is what we are going to hear from Atiku, is what we are going to hear from Speak One Voice. Let us begin to know some things, but because maybe of sentiment, some of us, the sentiment is simply this. So, once do have alternative, we're not talking of it. So, we want democracy to work. And then we want alternatives as well. No, that's the problem we're having. It's just seven. I'm note it down. And I don't agree with me. We approach this election 27 and 27 differently, my brother, to the election. That's a celebration. I'm telling you the truth, serious. Talk masses. But coffee, but we ensure they nailed it. And very deep thing are already they want with oil they want to dig out of the place. We can ensure that one. That wants most of them to wish them.
I saw a video right now on today, and I see I will also Kate. We've also where people that are supposed to come. I mean, somebody was invited for funds misappropriation, and the people are turning attention about fighting corruption in this country. And it begins from what you and I would do. Some of us see this thing because I'm trying to understand. In Senate clients, where issues like this come up, people would prioritize cleaning their names and keeping their integrity in check to make sure that, I didn't steal a dime. It's been properly accounted for. But in this case, we turn into a rally. Interesting times, Mr. DMA. Let's open the phone lines. 0913-600-0410. If you're just joining us, we have about 15 minutes to take your calls. It's a Thursday, so when we are the ADC, and how much do they need to drive the agenda into the minds of Nigerians rather than going up and down around with the issue of the presidential governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, and he is also going to be on the ballot from the same party, ABGA, and the ADC. If you are putting Peter Obi in contest, being the former governor of the state as well. Join us 0913-600-0410. Mr. Mᴜyɪᴏ will still be on standby to listen to some of the.
Okay, my name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abaoja in Ikoton.
Good to have you join us.
Yes, concerning the precise, and then what the AGC or people in opposition to the government have said that is a very large extent. Even if I don't support corruption in any way, but even if you have to be invited, and we know that in corrupt practices, we know that body want to agree with the opposition people. Let us go back to ordinary time, ordinary time of River State. You understand? It was not vacated and done on account. Then concerning supported the president in 2023 election, supporting.
Thank you.
Okay.
Of the call, I would have a guest briefly for about 20 minutes conversation. So thank you.
Hello.
Good evening. Hello.
Yes. My name is the case of Aᴑ in the afternoon and sign and resign as a PDP chairman. That is what will happen to Soludo in Anambra State. Where PDP is finding a party between Soludo and President Tinubu will not guarantee him. Soludo. If he win, well, congrats to him, but I don't see him.
Hello, General. Good evening.
Okay, you're welcome.
The Tambua issue. The General, the last time I checked, Tambua left off. It took EFCC 2 years before they now invited. You see, sometimes making people to think that way. He is not under immunity. He left office in 2023. This is 2025, and it is now. And he has decided to move to another political party. That is when you know that this person have an issue that you will invite him. You definitely yourself, you are politicizing him. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Good evening.
You're welcome.
Being invited for interrogation. As for me, proceeding against Tinubu, decide inviting me. That's what I say, but I'm not tribalist. I don't want to know. I don't also invite Akpabio. But if Akpabio asks me, and the delivery will be rigged out. It's not serious. What people should be campaigning with this guy.
Very much. I can't pick more calls now. I want Mr. DME to just wrap it up for us. It is now expected to win elections or produce a manifesto for Nigerians to look at a point. ADC is for 2027, which has been made clear by the promoters. I think they should be allowed to organize it. The ADC is 19 years old, so it's not if that. The 2023 governorship candidate of the party in Lagos is Yemi. Welcome back, Mr. Miwa. I miss your objective analysis. Let's quickly read some of them. I think Professor Soludo has one is they shouldn't be seen as having I didn't leave office yesterday. The way the EFCC is handling this issue looks purely political. That is John. Of politics and investigation in Nigeria has taken a new dimension. The APC will use what they have. We have to go. Mr. DME, are you still with us?
Yes, so
okay. Let me allow you to respond real quick.
Well, I think we have to appreciate, the student community. There is strong element of reading political meaning to this by law. There's no time limit to when I think you can be asked to ask questions. Even if 10 years after, it can last up to 30 years to conclude. But if it is perfectly done, some people will tell you want to do some things perfectly. It's very difficult to at least uncover at least all those deals. So if it's taking them 15, 20, 30 years, shouldn't be a truth of the wicked man. So once you stole Nigeria's money, you shouldn't sleep. So if it's taking them 20, 50 years, at least to unravel the fact, to change the whatever. If another party comes,
they can still open the books.
Let them open his books from when it was legacy government 1990.
Thank you very much. We're pressed for time. We have to go. It's been an amazing conversation. We'll do this again next week, Thursday. But next up is Mainland FM Global News from just tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. We'll break all of those down for you by 6 p.m. Stick around. My name is Ḥᴏᴜᴜ. I can be with us on the show tomorrow. Let's do this again. Same time, 4 p.m.